Our next guest on the show, one of the most exciting young players we've had the good fortune to see grace AFL fields for quite some time. What a player he is, and what a future we've got to look forward to from him. Please make him welcome West Coast superstar Harley Reid, everybody.
Hello, mate.
Hello.
Thanks for having me. Look forward to it.
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Anytime.
Very excited to have a young player of your ilk on the program, and it has been a joy to watch you play. I mean, the expectations were big. We'd seen you play some footy, obviously.
I've never seen more excitement or anticipation about the first game ever.
He was the best player at the club before he played a game.
Did you? I mean, I know you're pretty confident, and you've got a fairly well-developed body, so physically there weren't any issues for you. Did you feel comfortable at the level pretty quickly?
I don't know. I think I was lucky enough to be able to expose myself and express myself from a young age. You probably like watching that, Mick, but anyways, I think I was Simo was great for me. Obviously, lucky enough to have him on the show, and you obviously know how good of a bloke he is. And obviously, coach, I felt like I was with him for a very long time, but I was lucky enough to have him for half of my first season, so I wouldn't have had it any other way.
Goal of the year there, Harley. I mean, it was spectacular. You're only running away from Christian Petrarca. Like, it's not some shopper who's on your heels. Like, you're running away from one of the best players in the... Did you know he was on your hammer, or you just felt like there was someone there?
No, I didn't really know, to be honest. Hey, it was a bit of a blur moment for me. It was it was pretty exciting too to put it through the big stick. So
it's been an exciting time for you on and off the field. On the field, you've just been incredible. Off the field, you've been such a sensation over there in West Australia. Even today, when they found out you're on this program, of course, there's the back, there's the back page of the West Australian, the great paper of the West, and there it is. And guess what? I'm going to tell you a stat. There's no way you're going to guess this. Guess how many, this is unbelievable, back pages this man has had of the West Australian this year. Right. Pick a number.
91.
Pick another number. You pick a number.
I'm going to go with you.
It was 91. 91 back pages. Have a look. Bang. I mean, that is an incredible amount of pressure for a young man, and you've handled it beautifully.
No, I appreciate it. I haven't been on the newspaper for the last 24 hours, so it's...
Did you keep... in the younger days, people would have scrapbooks, right? Do you keep them
all? No, I try not to keep
Mate, there are dictators that don't get that much coverage in their own country. 91's a lot.
I mean, they bought in, though, didn't they? The back page was one thing, the head of the sports section, but the West... sort of really embrace it.
Well, absolutely. Harley, I got to be honest, I thought they went a bit far, the Western Australian, when they started getting you to do other things like, they got you to do the real estate. They got you to do finance. The weather, come on, mate. And then horoscopes is just going way too far, mate. I don't know what you got against Taurus. You've only given them 2 stars. But, mate, has it been an adjustment? What have you done? Because some people, Adam Simpson was on the show a couple of weeks ago, he said he disconnected completely. What do you do?
I think for me, I think that was something that I had to try to adapt to, and obviously my generation, obviously phones is massive and social media is obviously huge, and I was lucky enough to catch up with Nic Nat at times, and obviously you see he had a major spotlight on him over in Perth for a long period of time, so I was able to go catch up with him for coffee, but again, he's like talking to a brick wall, but he was
So you got coverage in the papers, but also the paparazzi followed you around a fair bit. There wasn't a lot of privacy for you. Here you are trying to enjoy a private moment out, and you're on a paddleboard with your mates, and there you are standing on a paddleboard, which is the more traditional route, I would suggest, than some who don't get to the standing stage quite so early. What do you think of that technique?
Yeah, I think it needs a bit of work, but don't know if that needs more work or the rig, so...
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Wow. Harley, just take it easy on me, mate. That is how I arrived in the country too. just take it easy on me, mate. Just take it easy.
I mean, the rig wasn't always like this, Harley. Once upon a time, he was in pretty good nick, and he played a bit of footy, of course, and he played a bit of footy with your old man.
This is true.
Yeah. So here's the Shep news. The teams for the week: Tongala v Tatura, Tat as we used to call them up in that neck of the woods.
There's your father in the back pocket, Michael.
No.
What's his name?
Mark.
Yeah, Mark. Well, I don't know if you noticed.
We all look the same to you, don't we? we all look the same.
Country folk, mate. You know what I mean? Anyways, but...
Full forward.
What's that?
Full forward, your name.
Well, mate, you ask your dad, Harley, but Pangs Paddock was a big thing back then.
Pangs Paddock.
Does your dad remember? Do you remember?
Nah, yeah, he does.
And what did he say of him as a footballer?
Ooh, no, actually, I spoke to him a bit. Actually, I tried to get as much wind as I could, but I think Dad said you're a great player and probably the most overpaid player they've ever had.
I love everything about this kid. Everything about Harley Reid. He's a keeper.
His dad was a lovely gentleman and a very good player, by the way, your dad.
Well, it's funny you should mention that, Harley, because from the Free Pet Press in 1996, your old man must have passed this on to you, and he said, bring this in because... I'll read it out to you just in case you get... Defender Mark Reid has scored a runaway win. Tongala Football Club's best and fairest. Reid, who rarely turned in an ordinary games for the Blues all season, picked up 187 votes, which was 73 votes clear of the runner-up. Clever on ball to Sam Pang.
Now, hold on.
Oh, that went down to the wire?
Yeah. Given the fact that you were getting paid a mozza and he was just doing it for the love of the game.
I only played 4 games that year. So your dad brought that in, did he?
Yeah.
What a sad man.
Well, my information, Harley, was that you were a bit of a showboat around...
How is this about me?
This is a bit of a showboat around the club. We got our hands on this.
Oh, what is that?
Photo. Now, what are you doing with your little pork pie hat and your little tie and your little jacket? You look like you're in a Hawaiian scar band. What's that?
Well, Harley, you'll appreciate this. Was at a Tongala function way back in the day, and little people didn't know I was playing footy from Tongala, but I was also solving crimes. Get rid of it. That's just ridiculous. Can we talk to Harley?
Let's get down to it.
No, we have to. I mean, it's been a spectacular first season. We can't wait to see what the rest of your career's got in store. But
on that note, can I ask, which Melbourne club are you going to play for when you come back to Melbourne? Do you have an idea yet?
Nah.
No.
What length of deal do you sign as a... Forgive me, is it 3? You got 3 years?
3, yeah. 3.
You know what the easiest job in the world is? For the next 10 years? Being your agent. How easy would that be, Murray?
It's going to be pretty easy. But hopefully it doesn't leave the West Coast Eagles because they've taken him to their heart. And, of course, draft day, the great Nic Naitanui, who was a magnificent player in the number 9 jersey, passes that on to you. And, the number 9, it's probably the most famous number in the West Coast.
Who do you got?
Ben Cousins played 238 games in it. Nick, of course, played 213. Did you buy into the history of that number before you said, I'm happy to take the number 9?
Yeah, obviously the history behind it's obviously huge, and it's an honour to obviously have that number on my back. And I think to have Nic Nat present my jumper and then obviously turn it around was a pretty cool moment on draft night. Yeah. But it was so honoured to have that number 9. And also you look at the locker and you got likes of Peter Wilson, Ben Cousins, and Nic Nat. So
I'm just going to ask you flat out, who do you think was the best number 9? I will put yourself to one side. Yeah, I'm going to say Nic Nat, Ben Cousins. If you're choosing which do you think is the better?
You got to answer the question.
Yeah, I'd have to say Cuzzy.
Yeah,
Ben Cousins.
Ben Cousins, you say?
Oh!
Oh, boy. Right of reply, please.
Yeah, quick to forget, about, I don't know, a couple of days ago, he was calling me Pop, the Prince of Perth. Now he's...
This bloke,
he's treating me like crap.
Mark of the Year contenders all over the place, reshaped the way ruckman were played. Everybody in the competition wanted to get a version of Nic Naitanui, and you've just burned him like that on national television.
He kicks goal of the year, gets 50 grand. I got weak picks for my market. The respect goes pretty quickly.
Right, just quickly, now that Nick's here, I'm going to give you a chance to rethink that answer. Is Ben Cousins or Nic Naitanui?
Oh, Peter Wilson.
Who is it?
No, come on. You've got to say.
Nic Nat. Yeah.
Nic
Nic
Nat,
so it's Nic
really?
Naitanui. Did you hear that? Oh, well. Now, Ben, you must be furious. That was outright rude.
Didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't take long.
10 seconds, he's changed his mind.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you seriously. You've got, you two guys, tell us what you think about this bloke as a player. You've seen him for one season. Ben, what do you make of it?
Oh, listen, I think it's just been really exciting for the footy club, supporters alike. There hasn't been... it's been some lean times before he arrived, and I think, when he first arrived and then quickly showed that he could more than live up to the big reputation, it really has changed the outlook for supporters and the optimism that people have for the footy club. And I think even people on the Eastern Seaboard have really started to take notice of West Coast games, regardless, to see how he's going. So it's just been fantastic to see him, in the short time that he's been there, make the number his own. And, he's got a huge future.
Sure does, yeah. Nick? What do you reckon?
Yeah, same thing. I guess I echo what Ben says. He's a star, but I don't know. We were on the back page of the West every single day as well. Both of us. So,
some of you on the front page and the
back. It's good to have someone come over and take over that. But
it is, and we know what it's a two-horse town, and it's a great football town, and there's a lot of pressure on a young kid. What's your advice for him moving forward?
Good luck.
I've got a couple of things. I know, Ben, I can't believe it's so good to see you again, and I know we've got to let you go. You've got to get a milkshake at Arnold's, I think, before. There's a touch of Fonzie about the. Mate, so out of the three of you now, it's unbelievable to look over there.
Oh, no, have a look at it.
Have a look at that, and then back over here. But
who's you saying who's who?
Who's the biggest star out of the three of you in Perth right now?
I think Cousins, mate. Cousins.
Still.
Still 100%. We haven't seen something in Perth, like what's Harley's experienced, I think, since in the 6 months or 9, 12 months that he's been there. The strike rate on the back page and the scrutiny that he's been under. It's been a lot for a young kid to take on, but he really has, showed that he's mature beyond his years and been able to play good footy. It's a credit to him.
To get to the point anyway, Cuzzy still hasn't given me the keys, so.
Harley, what did these guys mean to you? Growing up, I know you didn't grow up over there, but you would have had an eye on these players.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously the opportunity I've came across to look at what the past players for not just my number but the club in general, obviously to watch Nic Nat go about it in his own way and watch him get his hair pulled, and that was a funny moment. And then obviously, I think the contribution they've both had in the AFL world is obviously phenomenal, and I think I'm just honoured to be able to wear the same jumper as they have with pride and make it my own like they did.
We're dealing with two Roll Gold champions and a champion of the future. I've never seen so much firepower behind the one bar in all my life. Thanks for coming along. The three greatest number 9s in the history of Western Australia. Thanks for coming along, boys. Thanks, Harley. Good luck.
Nic Naitanui, Harley Reid and Ben Cousins joining us on the show. Don't go anywhere. On the other side of the break, for Furby, unbelievable. Michael Voss going to join us on the other side of the break.
That was gold.
Hey, hello,